Here's something most people don't know. When a therapist finishes their EMDR training, they're not done, not even close. To become an actual certified EMDR therapist, and I mean certified by EMDRIA, the international association that sets the standard, they still need 20 hours of consultation with an approved consultant or expert. 20 hours of bringing their real cases, their stuck sessions, their hardest clients to someone who's mastered this work. So becoming a certified EMDR therapist happens in what I call layers. First, there's basic training, and it's weekend 1, weekend 2, and then 10 hours, so 10 1-hour consultations post basic training. And once you successfully complete that, where you're bringing your cases, you're becoming more familiar in the application of the protocol, you get what's called an EMDR trained certificate. But that's still not the same as certified, because you need the EMDR trained certificate to begin working on being certified. Okay, so all of that costs money. And for a lot of therapists, especially the ones serving communities that need trauma care the most, that cost is often the wall, the albatross between even getting trained and let alone becoming certified. So today I'm going to tell you how the Pacific Clinician Collective is bringing that wall down together with other seasoned and master EMDR consultants. So this is the project called the EMDR 5 Fund Certification for 5 Trauma Therapists. So it's the pilot, and as it plays out, we're going to adjust as we can see opportunities to become more efficient and effective. But eventually, it's not just going to be, or the goal is it's not just the EMDR 5, it's going to be the EMDR 50. So what that means is funding through fundraising and social entrepreneurship projects, the ability to have 50 clinicians go through the entire process and become certified. Okay, so if you've never heard of EMDR, which stands for Eye Movement Desensitization and Reprocessing, it is one of the most researched, most effective treatments we have for trauma and PTSD. It helps people process memories that talk therapy alone sometimes can't reach. But here's the thing about EMDR. It's only as good as the therapist delivering it. So a weekend training does not make a master. Consultation does. Supervision does. 20 hours of expert eyes on your real clinical work. Well, that's what does it. Okay. So this is where Brianna of Be Seen Therapy comes in. And she is a licensed marriage and family therapist and an EMDRIA approved consultant and the founder of Be Seen Therapy in Orange County, California. She has spent over 10 years working with trauma survivors and at-risk populations, these complex cases, the ones that don't follow the textbook. And now she trains other therapists, other newly minted EMDR basic training graduates who want to become EMDR trained, and those who want to take it a step further and become certified. So when a clinician sits down with Brianna for consultation, for certification, they are not getting a rubber stamp. They are bringing, again, their hardest cases and leaving with tangible, real answers. And again, that is the difference between a therapist who took a training and a therapist who's been guided, mentored, had to learn to integrate feedback and correction to gain the competency, and has been challenged. And by that process becomes sharpened by the master hour after hour. So let's introduce once again the campaign that is the reason why this is being presented. It's called the EMDR 5 because we are raising $16,250 to send 5 therapists through the certification process, and we would like to endorse Brianna as the master clinician, as the approved consultant to go through that training with. So basically, here's the honest math. So like many approved consultants, Brianna offers consultation in two ways. So small group sessions and one-on-one individual sessions. And both are consultations specifically to be earmarked towards certification. Now, EMDR, like I said, requires at least 10 of those 20 hours to be individual. So the full certification path with Brianna or any other approved consultant looks like this: 10 individual consultations plus 10 group consultations. And that's how we arrive at the $3,250 per clinician investment. So donations, little by little, it adds up. So the donations, they pay for the therapist seat in those consultation sessions towards certification directly. So whether their spot is in one of Brianna's consultation groups or a private one-on-one hour working through a difficult case or treatment planning for a complex trauma presentation, that is what your money buys, or I like to say invests in. So a couple of tiers. So $75 will fund one group consultation session for a clinician. $250 will fund one full hour of one-on-one consultation with Brianna. $32.50 fully funds one clinician. So from start to finish, maybe even your clinician. And $16,250 completes the EMDR 5. So that is the hours towards getting certified and being able to make that application for EMDR to review your work. Okay, so every single dollar converts directly into consultation hours covered with Brianna. So there's nothing vague, nothing abstract. You're literally investing in the next generation. You're helping with initiatives for workforce development because these are already licensed clinicians that are needing to get the training that there's no substitute for. So, and they're working with somebody that has a specialization in trauma as well as the dissociative symptoms and subtypes of certain trauma complex presentations. Okay. So here is why this matters more than almost the typical donation campaign that you see. There's many, many wonderful causes out there. Well, a certified EMDR therapist does not just help one person. Over a career, they may sit down with hundreds of clients, and each of those clients is carrying trauma, each one connected to a family and each family part of a community. So when you invest by funding one scholarship towards the emergence of newly certified EMDR therapists in your community, you're not just helping that one therapist, you're helping every single person who will ever sit across from them in their professional career. So 5 clinicians to start, representing 100 consultation hours, because you need to have those 20 hours after the EMDR trained certificate to qualify for the certification application. And so 5 clinicians, 100 consultation hours, and thousands of potential lives reached. It is the domino effect. It's exponential. And that is what the EMDR 5 is about. All right. So in the link below, in this video, as well as in the description, in the fundraising page, is the link, and it is also including the link to the donation page, but also a link to learn more about Brianna's consultations at Be Seen Therapy, the practice she founded. And if you're a therapist watching this and you want to start your own certification journey, absolutely go check her out. All right. So remember, trained is good, but certified is better. So help a therapist finish what they started, invest in the future of well-being that is not just one person affecting another person, it's one person affecting generations, really. So any questions about the donations and the program and who we're about, don't hesitate to reach out. So the EMDR 5 is a fundraising project by the Pacific Clinician Collective. We are a 501c3 nonprofit educational initiative that is geared, and it is our mission to increase the access and eventually the number of effectively trained, well-mentored trauma therapists, and basically increase the availability of professional EMDR certified therapists, because it's needed literally everywhere in the communities and in many different communities. And my next video, I'll talk about brain spotting. So until then, click on the link below to know more about the initiative and also to learn more about Be Seen Therapy as well as the Pacific Clinician Collective. Thank you so much for listening.